Have you ever been in pain, praying for relief that never seems to come? Have you ever felt like you're holding on for too long, waiting for an answer? And then a whisper creeps into your heart, where is the help of Allah? But pause, breathe. Look back at the greatest of believers, those who walked before you. The Prophet ﷺ, the most beloved to Allah, sat under the shade of the Kaaba. His followers beaten, tortured, crushed. Sumayya, the first martyr, killed for saying La ilaha illallah. Bilal dragged across the burning sands, stones pressing against his chest. Khabbab, his flesh melting on the hot iron. And they came to him, Ya Rasulullah, won't you make dua for us? Won't you ask Allah for help? He sat up, his eyes filled with certainty, no doubt. He reminded them, there were believers before you. One of them was sawed in half. Another was combed with iron until his flesh was ripped from his bones, yet they never wavered. And then he gave them a promise, by Allah, this religion will prevail. A time will come when a rider will travel from Sana'a to Hadramaut, fearing no one but Allah, but you are impatient. Years passed, and the Prophet ﷺ, the one they once beat, returned to Mecca as a conqueror. He walked into the Kaaba, destroyed the idols, and declared truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Bilal, the once enslaved, now stood on the roof of the Kaaba, calling the adhan for all of Mecca to hear. The very same enemies of Islam, Abu Sufyan, Khalid, Ikrimah, Suhail, they now stood as Muslims. 100,000 believers surrounded the Prophet ﷺ in Hajj, echoing Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. What did he say? The promise of Allah is true. But the test of faith is always this: how long can you hold on? Allah has promised the believers ease, victory and security, but promises are fulfilled in their time, not yours. He promised Yusuf kingship, but only after betrayal, slavery and prison. He promised Musa victory, but only after exile, hardship and a sea in front of him. He promised Maryam a son, but only after the test of honor, purity and isolation. When the hypocrites see trials, they panic. The promise of Allah was nothing but deception. But when the believers see hardship, they stand firm and say, this is exactly what Allah and His Messenger promised to us. And with every storm, they only grow in faith and submission. Maybe you're struggling right now. You see the world crumbling, injustice spreading, the weak suffering, the righteous being tested, and you ask, where is the help of Allah? But Allah already answered, indeed the help of Allah is near. And even if you don't see in this world, know that ultimate promise remains. Jannah is real, the day of judgment is real, the reckoning is real. And when the believers enter Jannah, they will turn to the people of hell and ask, did you find the promise of your Lord to be true? And the people of hell will say yes, but then it will be too late. So be patient, hold on, keep trusting in Him, because Allah never breaks His promise. Allah, how can He not be loved?